Next, I'll be speaking about tenonplasty. I'm Dr. Aditi Ghosh. Previously, I was associated with Shankar Nethralaya, Kolkata, and presently I'm practicing in New Delhi in Batra Hospital and Kolkata Nethralaya. So, tenonplasty, the unsung savior in chemical injury, it is a well-established technique for repair and initial stabilization of globe integrity in chemical injury. What it does is just covers the sclera with a healthy vascularized tissue from the depth of the orbit, that is the tenon. The aim is to reconstruct the conjunctival matrix and surface and prevent further complications. So Abhishek sir has wonderfully covered the classification, so I'll not go into it. So Dubas take care of the limbal involvement. Hall coordinator, could you please mute others? Dr. John, you are unmuted. So what is scleral ischemia? It is a complete absence of vascularization of scleral tissue associated with or without necrosis. What are the indication of tenonplasty? It is localized ischemia with Dr. John Sarkar. Uh, so what are the indications? It is localized ischemia with adjacent corneal melt or an overlying non-healing defect or generalized ischemia. So what is the aim? We re-establish the vascularity of an ischemic surface, help fast epithelialization, reduce the consequences of scleral ischemia, promote corneal epithelialization, prevent ulceration, reconstruct and the conjunctival matrix of the globe up to the limbus. So a little bit about the anatomy. Ms. Shivani, could you please mute the others?
Yes, Dr. Aditi, I'm so sorry, but I don't have the rights. I would request Ramesh to please
Yeah.
mute Dr. John. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you
Sorry
so
for the
much.
inconvenience.
No,
Yes.
it's okay. So a little bit about the anatomy. So it has two surfaces, an anterior surface and a posterior surface. Now the posterior surface is in contact with the orbital fat. Attachments, we should know that is attached about 1.5 mm posterior to the sclerocorneal junction. So the surgical method I'll cover in the video, but a little bit about it. The main aim is to remove the necrotic material. The conjunctival margins have to be freshened. We have to create a tenoconjunctival plane. The aim is to cover the bare sclera without tension so we can give relaxing incisions. Then we cover the sclera with a vascular pedicle graft of the tenon from the depth of the orbit. We can secure it with fibrin glue and also with a Vicryl 80 suture at the limbus so that it does not retract back. The remnant conjunctiva is secured over the tenon flap. Sometimes there are a lot of necrotic conjunctiva, so amniotic membrane grafting comes to the aid in these cases and it covers the whole surface, followed by a bandage contact. So here's a small video showing the tenonplasty with amniotic membrane. So here you can see we have removed the necrotic tissue. We are creating a plane below the conjunctiva. So a tenoconjunctival plane creation is very important. We have to cut out the excess tissue. We have to pull it from the depth of the orbit without any tension. So in between, if you feel any contraction of the fornix, we can give relaxing incision. Then we can secure it with fibrin glue till the limbus. Also, I'd like to give sutures at the limbus with 80 Vicryl. Then we cover it with the conjunctival remnant flap, followed by amniotic membrane graft and a bandage contact with the bare side down of the amniotic membrane. So here are the results of this case. So preoperatively, you can see history of chemical injury in left eye 3 days back, 30-year-old male. This is 1 month post-op with an integrated amniotic membrane epithelialized surface with no retraction and follow-up with a nebulous scar, but a UCVA of 6. So here's the second case. Of the same patient, the other eye, right eye, had a corneoscleral melt. So here we went ahead with a tenonplasty plus tectonic patch graft and amniotic membrane. So here you can see that we have used a corneal patch graft. So in melts also, tenonplasty is of great help as it helps in further retraction, exposure of the graft and melting. So here is the result of this case. So here you can see the patient presented like this with the in the right eye. And then here's the post-op photograph where the corneal patch graft was covered with a tenon patch at the scleral area, remnant conjunctiva, and amniotic membrane. At post-op 1 month, we can see integrated amniotic membrane, epithelialized surface, graft edema was there. This is a follow-up at 1 year. The patient is aware regarding secondary other surgeries in future, but he is happy with his BCVA at present. So here are a few early results of tenoplasty done in various grades of Dua's classification. So here in grade 2 of limbal involvement, grade 3, which I showed in the video, grade 4, where we can see here there's a pseudopterygium formation, but we can do with that. This is the second video that I showed with the corneal sclerocorneal melt. And here is the grade 6 where the patient did need a tectonic graft because on table it was a very thin cornea with a perforation. So there are complications. There can be tenon graft retraction leading to exposure. There can still be persistent epithelial defect. After graft retraction, there can be still exposure of the sclerocorneal area leading to melt. A few sequelae are granuloma formation, similar form formation, cornical foreshortening. That is why I was stressing that we have to do it without any strain. We have to give relaxing sutures. It should be easily covering the pars sclera without any tension. Or pseudopterygium formation, limbal stem cell deficiency, three pseudoconjunctivalization even after that. So to conclude, tenonplasty provides a vascular pedicle for the residual conjunctival cells to migrate freely, accelerate reepithelialization. It improves the local microenvironment and microcirculation and is the first step to prevent sclerocorneal melt. So the take-home message, scleral ischemia, even though it's not involved in the classification, but it requires immediate intervention and attention. Early diagnosis is the key to, avoid any glow perforation. Patient and family counseling is of utmost importance because they have to be very clear that it will be a stage reconstruction, and the aim is first to anatomical integrity to help the globe survive, followed by visual rehabilitation. These are the references. Thank you so much for being a patient audience. I'll stop my screen share